Hello and welcome to Psychic Bitch Talk Radio. Our psychic readings are absolutely free and we give you the absolute truth. But it's also free to get offended. We are professional internet psychics who volunteer our time for your enlightenment and enjoyment. Our psychics are honest and empowered readers, and we will not tell you what we think you want to hear. So, if you are tired of those sugar-coated psychics taking your money and blowing pink smoke up your ass, then stay tuned. We'd like to thank Nicole LaPera, the creator of Fluffy Bunnies, for allowing us to use her music in our intro. You can find her at NicoleLaPera.com. Some of the music provided tonight is from Mevio's Music Alley. Check it out at music.mevio.com. We'd like to also give a big thanks to Janet Moon, producer of all of our productions, website design, and our back-end work here at Psychic Bitch. And the biggest thanks of all goes to the psychics who volunteer their time to answer your questions. Without them, there would be no Psychic Bitch. Last but not least, we'd like you all to remember that bitch stands for being in total control of herself.
Howdy do. Welcome to Psychic Bitch Talk Radio. Sparrow Moon here tonight, and my special guest tonight is Psychic Jen, and she's on the line. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Sparrow. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. I don't know if you noticed or not.
Oh, I absolutely did. I love it.
Do you?
I do.
My mother was Canadian. Actually, my grandmother was Canadian. My great-grandmother was Canadian. My mother was actually the first U.S. born. So I kind of relate. But she used to carry on that Friday the 13th was witches' holiday.
Yes.
Carried on.
Absolutely.
She said Monday the 13th is bad luck, but Friday the 13th is witches' holiday. Personally, I found that, just to go on real quick here, if enough people believe that if there's something bad going to happen, they can change what happens. You know what I mean? Our beliefs and our thoughts can influence our environment.
Absolutely.
And I noticed, just to bring it up, that we had a record, almost a record low number of questions come into Psychic Bitch yesterday on the 13th, which surprised me, Friday the 13th, and nobody's submitting questions. And it's been a little slow today, too, and I just wonder, because I watch the stars, and we don't have anything awful in the stars, not until that new moon coming up next week, but just wondering, it's a little slow, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there, but I just wanted to bring that up. Jen, you're in Canada, right? And let's see, what do I have in here? You do all kinds of things on your site. You do psychic readings. You're also a psychic medium, right? You can talk with the dead.
I can if they want to talk to me.
Am I right?
Yeah. If they have something to say, I'll definitely hear it.
Yes. My grandmother was a medium, and they would come and talk to her at the foot of her bed, of course. When you're trying to sleep, they come wake you up. So I used to hear stories about it, but that's one talent I never got. But you're also angel reader. You do is that the angel cards that you read?
I do, yes. I actually have 4 or 5 angel decks, specific just angel oracle decks. But I also have, which I've been really using, is the angel tarot, which I really, really like. So it's the tarot deck with angel insights and messages connected to them. And I really do enjoy that deck. I've been using it a lot more often, actually. But yes, I do angels as well, too. Yeah, I did a few courses many, many moons ago in regards to angel communication. I actually even went to Bereaved Families of Ontario and did some talks with, folks who were going through a difficult time after losing a loved one, and educating them on spirit and angels and whatnot and how to communicate. So I've done a few different things like that, but yes, angels are definitely part of the everyday life as well, too.
So if someone were to contact you wanting to know about their guardian angel, could you tell them about their guardian angel?
I can, yes. I can help them figure out who. Sometimes names will come up as well. And I can also explain to them the different work that angels do, like the different levels of archangels, service angels, and just the normal and between angels as well. But the guardian angel, yes, does stay with us for our entire lifetime. We can have different guardian angels during our lifetime, depending on what we're going through. And then I also explain what spirit, because spirit is totally different than angel, and try to explain this to the clients and to folks who ask as well too, that spirit was once a deceased human being and an angel never was human. So, all those fun things that come along with angel education.
Okay, yeah. You're educating me right now. I'm interested. That's one thing. Angels is not something I've really connected to it. And I remember the original card deck. I can't remember who wrote it now. Famous female psychic.
Doreen Virtue did a lot of angels. Yeah.
Doreen Virtue, yeah. And I had that deck, and I had that one, and it was okay, but it just wasn't like the tarot for me. So that's as far as I dabbled with it. So, yeah. Yes, I'm quite interested. One more thing I remember, you do psychic detective work. You've been known to do that too?
I do, yes. Actually, I was connected with Alan Drew over in the UK, and he had a group of about 5 or 7 of us all around the world that would contact in regards to missing persons or deceased cases, things of that nature. And I have worked on a few cases. There was one close by in Ottawa, Ontario, where I didn't officially work with any law enforcement, but I definitely was connected and figured out what was happening before the media did or before it was released to the public. Working on some missing people cases as well too, and have helped out a little bit here and there whenever asked. Of course, it's not a big, not a lot of people come, but a lot of people do ask some questions. But it's definitely interesting, sometimes scary. When we're talking about it, when we're thinking about people that have had things happen to them. It's good, though. It can help with closure, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're dealing with any kind of a loss with a trauma that comes along with it,
Yes.
Grandpa died in his sleep, that's one thing, but the trauma of a car accident or even the trauma of some sort of a crime that caused it, that's, I don't know. I'm sensitive. I get too close to those things, and I start feeling like the victim. You know?
Yes, absolutely. There was one incident where I actually woke up at the exact moment where a person actually murdered or attempted to murder his wife about 5 blocks away from my house, and then he tried to turn the gun on himself, and he actually did succeed in, killing himself and committing suicide. But his wife actually survived. And that was a very awful night for me because I was right there with it, even though it was, a few blocks away from my house. But all night I was able to, connect and try to help and try to talk through it for them. And miraculously, the wife did survive. And I spoke with her a few months after the incident and, talked to her about what had occurred and helped her heal as well too. So that was a very scary evening, especially not knowing what was going on, because it was right around the time of 9/11, and I actually thought something bigger and worse had happened somewhere else in the world, whereas it was only 5 blocks away and it was a murder-suicide situation. So sometimes like that, it can definitely be a little creepy and a little scary. So
you can pick up big events. I don't. The news has to get to me. I'm one of those focused people. I can talk about astrology to you later, but you can do that. Like the massacre that just happened in Las Vegas a few weeks ago. Yes. You can sense those things.
If I mentioned,
that's got to keep you awake at night.
Like I mentioned before, sometimes I can. Sometimes I'm oblivious to it. I think it just depends on how connected you are to a situation, a circumstance, how involved you may be. I mean, after I realized where the event happened and thinking back to myself, last year I was literally walking right where this happened. I was standing right there, and then it just sort of, it sort of does become overwhelming, because then you start picking up things and you start feeling things. So did I know it was going to happen? No. Did I know 9/11 was going to happen? Of course not. But you can tell when something is not quite right with the universe, not quite right with the balance, and you can tell something's off, and something's going to happen, but sometimes you just can't pinpoint who, what, where, when. And until you actually try to hone in on it, which I never do because I don't want to know, unless it's something very important, I really don't want to know. But, I've been known to, feel when, people I know are getting in car accidents or major things are happening, just like most of us do when we are connected to people that we do care about, and we do love. So I try to distance myself from the bigger world things, and try not to focus too much on it, and try to let CNN let me know first. It's easier that way.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's got to be something. I was just thinking about that TV show that Lifetime was on Lifetime a while back called Medium. Was it the stories of Alison Dubois?
Yes.
And she was a medium, and a lot of it was the spirits waking her up at night and interfering with her life, and that's got to be so hard anyhow.
Yes.
To maintain a normal life with that sort of a sensitivity.
It's all about learning to turn it off.
Website. Yeah, that's not always so easy.
No.
Tell us about your book, You Only Better.
Yeah, actually.
I'm featuring it. Yeah.
Yeah, You Only Better is something I actually wrote as a goal of mine when I turned 30. So about 6 months before my 30th birthday, I said, you know what, I want to write a book. And so I sat down. I had 2 young kids, trying to put everything together and trying to put my thoughts together. And I said, yep, I want to write a book, and I want to do this for me and do something as a goal before I turn 30. So there I was, slaving away every day writing for a few months, got it to a publisher, and on literally it was October 30th. It was October 30th of 2005 when it was published. So we are talking 12 years ago now. And I actually have a copy, one copy left that I have signed, which I'm keeping and putting it in the vault for the kids if they ever want it whenever they're older. But it has gone, to different places in the world. I've had people contact me saying, I've helped them with things, getting themselves better, getting through things, getting through, all this junk that we end up in, there's weight problems, there's money problems, there's debt, there's bankruptcy, there's loss of family members, there's being a mother, being a father, education, money, career, all that stuff that sort of boggles down on us, and how to sort of figure it all out, clear it all out, and declutter ourselves in order to make a better life for ourselves and to focus on the things that really do matter. And that's what the book is pretty much about, pulling yourself out, realizing, accepting, figuring it out, clearing it out, and then moving forward in a more healthier frame of mind. And of course, manifesting and a little bit of affirmations are in there as well too.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a healthy book. Yeah.
It's not very big. It's not a very big book. It's a very quick read, but it's definitely jam-packed full of good information and insight. And what I wanted to mention to our listeners this evening, anybody who does call in, if they contact me through my website, which is psychicjen.ca, I will actually send them a free ebook copy of the book, and they can use it as they need to and review it themselves.
That's sweet. Again, her website is psychicjen.ca. PSYCHIC. Oh, I don't guess how to spell it. If you're on the site, if you're over here at Blog Talk Radio and you're listening on the page, you'll see a link right there to get to her site. And if not, come on over to Psychic Bitch, and you'll find her at Psychic Bitch under the Our Psychics link.
That's right. Yes,
and
I love being a psychic bitch. Absolutely.
Oh, don't we all? I got sites more for us than it is for the visitors. That's our place to vent and to let go and to do what we want. You know what I mean? It's our place. It is. It's free. To answer somebody for free, you can just let go of all of the inhibitions and tell them exactly what comes out.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about it. And with the name Psychic Bitch, you don't even have to apologize when you offend them.
But But one thing that I always
sometimes.
one thing I always tell my clients is the truth will set you free, whether you want to hear it or not, or whether you want to realize it or acknowledge it or not. So sometimes we have to be a little bit more blunt or be a bitch and tell it like it is. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other psychics out there that love to sugarcoat things and make things into fairy tale endings. However, I'm definitely not one of those gals, and I tell it straight like it is. And if you can't handle the truth, then honey, don't talk to me, because I am straight up and I will give it to you flat out, and I will tell you exactly what the cards say and what the angels are saying, so you can get your shit together. Oops, sorry, excuse me the language. So you can get yourself together.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you can get yourself together and pull it out.
Our show is rated PG-13, don't
okay. I'm sure each 13-year-old has heard that. Yes.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. I've heard worse on here. Also, you have a contest. I saw that. Want it, win it. What will you choose?
Yeah, absolutely. Each week, well, at my website, which is psychicjen.ca, I have a spot where you can enter, where our clients or where anybody who's visiting the website can enter their name, their email address, and the question into the free draw each week. And each Wednesday, I do pull a name out of the entries that come in, and I keep all the entries, not just the ones from that week. So all the entries go into a pot. So each week, I pull a name. Sometimes I pull 2 or 3, depending if we have a holiday coming up, and they win a free reading. So basically, you stick your name in, your email address, so I can contact you if you win, and I will give you a free 1-question reading. Now, sometimes people don't want the answer to the question they've asked. That's okay. I always double check and confirm it. And it's one way I like to give back to the community as well, as another option for our clients, to give them some insight. So I do get a good handful of entries each week, but definitely love to have more so I can connect with people and get them some free answers, because their names keep going back into the pot each time. So there's always a chance to get something. And if you don't try, you might not get a free one.
And is there any limits? I mean, surely they can only enter once a week, right? Or
well, if they put their name in more than once, if they put their name in more than once, then they do. And like I said, I do keep everyone. But if it seems to be somebody totally spamming, like going totally crazy, then I'll maybe just keep 1 or 2 in and get rid of the rest. You know what that's like.
I know. Yeah, well, and that what time it comes in, so you can see if they've submitted them all at the same time, they might have calmed down an hour later.
Absolutely.
But they've been coming back every day, that's a little different. And what is this? I'm looking at, you sell record video, email readings, live chat readings, video optional.
Yes, absolutely.
And you were talking to me before about this is the video age. So.
It is, yes. Actually,
how do I book a video reading with you? What do I need if I want to book a video
What do you need? You don't need anything, basically. If you're just a regular Joe who does not necessarily want to be seen in a video or to be heard, you just have to place an order. What I will do is I will do my reading for you, record it. I will pre-record it, send it to a YouTube, upload it to YouTube, so the client can have access to it as much as they want, anytime they want, at their own discretion, forever, because I have a feeling YouTube will be around forever, and their reading will always be there for them. It's really good interaction, the video, because clients can see the cards. I put the cards up to the video, I show them the cards, I explain the card to them, and then they hear my reading, they hear my interpretation, and with the video as well, they can hear and see my reaction. So, which is very important, because to hear it, if you just read a reading in black and white type, okay, you see the words, the information's there, okay, great. But if you actually watch a video reading, you can hear the expression in my voice. You can see how I'm explaining it to you. Plus, of course, you see the cards. But it's just like sitting across the table from your reader, your person. And it's all right in front. It's all videoed. And, there's no censored. It's not censored at all. So it's definitely as it is. Same thing with the live video chat. So a video chat can be done in Skype mode, or there's other options as well, too. Same thing. The person on the other end doesn't have to be seen. They could just sit there and type their questions to me, but I like to be seen by my clients so they can see what's going on and see the reading happening. It's a way to show authenticity, that you will know that it's me, that you know that it's not somebody else behind the keyboard, that I'm not, a bot, that I'm a real person. I'm a hockey mom. I've got kids. I have a spouse. So it's just like a normal person, and it shows that I'm a real person just like the client as well too.
Yeah, I know from doing phone readings that quite often, as many phone psychics will say, I can get a stronger connection with the voice vibrations themselves. You know, it is when you got somebody on the phone with you in that interaction. I know that I do better readings than I do when I just do an email reading or like on Psychic Bitch. And I'm wondering if I was doing a video reading with you and I did have my webcam turned down and you could see me and you could hear me, does that make your reading better?
Not necessarily. And also, except for some people it does. For me, it doesn't. I like I do like not knowing who I'm looking at, not knowing, you know, I need to know a direct question. I work best with direct, specific questions. So if you say to me, is Johnny going to call me tomorrow? I can take that and I can work with that and I can tell you yes, no, why, what's happening. But if somebody just says, oh, just give me a general whatever, well, that sort of throws it up in the air. But for me, I've been doing online readings since 2000. So we're talking 17, 18 years now. And back in the day when it was just typing and just black and white and a name and a birthday and a question, you had to pick up on that regardless of where they were or who they were. So you didn't really have the ability to see them. So you had to work with energy. And so you had to work with your gifts. And you had to work with what God gave you. And so doing that all those years, it made me better and able to connect to somebody with very little information. Nowadays, having the picture, yes, having a picture does help. Knowing, for me, knowing when the person last talked to somebody, for example, when we have a girl ask me about a guy and I say, well, when did you last see this person? When did you last speak to this person? That helps me connect more than a picture would, because then I can actually hone in on the energy of the last conversation, of the last event. And for me, that works good. You know, everybody is different. So I don't necessarily need to have the video of the other person or, you know, have the voice communication. It does help, yes. And it does allow for better, you know, expression and better back and forth. But I don't actually need it to do a full-blown proper reading. I've got so many, you know, emails back saying, wow, this is exactly right. You're great. You're right on. All the good compliments that come through. And they've asked me a very simple question, and I've turned it into their whole life situation. So that tells it right there, you know. So you really don't need a whole lot. But again, it depends on the person. And again, I've been doing this for 25 years. So having years and years and years of experience definitely helps as well, too.
I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. I'm ready to book a reading with you. Like I do. I do book readings with the psychics. I may be not calling you soon. Issues come up. It depends upon what I'm doing. Sometimes I need an astrologer's advice. Sometimes I need, you know, someone who's just more intuitive. Well, how about some calls? You ready for a call, Jen?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's take a caller and see what we can do this evening for somebody.
Okay. The switchboard's a little slow tonight, so we may get to spend extra time with our callers. Area code 323. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, hi. Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Hi. Yes, I hear you. What's your name?
Hi. Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn. And can I have your birthday, please?
Yes, 11/14/67.
You don't sound that old. That's why I was asking birthday, so I wanted to make sure you was over 18. I'm sorry. Thank you, Carolyn. Take that as a compliment. How can we help you tonight?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I wanted to ask about someone. His name is Martin.
Sure. What do you need to know about Martin tonight?
Can you see how does he feel about me and what's coming up between he and I?
Sure thing. When did you last see him and when did you last speak with him?
I last saw him like late August, and I last we texted like early September. It was like Labor Day. I think it was like the 4th or something. Okay, so it's been a little bit of time since you actually seen each other and were connecting to each other on a eye-to-eye basis. So because of this distance and this space, you're wondering if he's going to come back around or not, or if the relationship will rekindle. It's pretty much what you're looking for? Okay. Yeah.
Janet, are you doing your magic over there as well too?
I'm sorry, am I doing what?
Are you doing your magic over there as well too?
If you'd like, I'm the astrologer, and sometimes some of the psychics like me to pull up birth dates and look at stars, but I don't unless you ask.
No, I was just
It's your show, dear.
I was just wondering if you were getting anything, because I'm getting chills everywhere just thinking about this fella. And actually, I'm doing a shuffle as we're talking, and while I do have the Valet
I can tell you.
Oh, go ahead, Janet, go ahead.
I'm just going to throw in a quickie. Jupiter just entered Scorpio. Jupiter, the planet of luck and opportunities and everything great, entered Scorpio just on Tuesday, and Jupiter will be there for a full year. So this is going to be your year, Carolyn. Good year for Scorpions.
Okay. Do you need his birthday or no?
No, that's okay, Carolyn. I've got this already happening. And like I said, I've got chills going up and down my spine. I want to start singing like John Travolta. But what's going on with him right now is I have the King of Swords that came out with the Valet of Cups. King of Swords is telling me a man that's very active. And when I see this card, it makes me feel like he's very busy in his life. He's also very concerned about his professional and his personal self. So his distance, first off, starts with himself. This is why he's distant. He's thinking about himself. He's thinking about his job. He's thinking about his money, his career. He's thinking about his own self is the best way to put it. And he's active in his own life. So when I'm looking at this card, I'm thinking, you know what? He's very egotistical. He seems to want only to be concerned about what's going on with him. Not that he doesn't care about you or other people, but he's more concerned about his own success and his own moving forward, and everybody else is just sort of falling to the wayside. And that's just not your relationship. It's other relationships that he holds with family and friends. So that's the first card that came out. But the other one that came out is the Valet of Cups. And now the Valet of Cups is also hearts. And to me, it does indicate that he does care about you, but he's not in love with you. There's, he does like you. He likes you as a person, but he's definitely not in love with you right at this very moment. But he does care about you. So if you dropped off the face of the earth tomorrow, he would care. Yes, it would bother him. He would be upset. He would care. But the other cards that came out as well, too, we've got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is the 10th major arcana. But with it, we have the 10 of Batons. So it's sort of contradicting itself. The 10 is October. And over the last 10 weeks of time, so you would have to do the math and go back 10 weeks, but also go forward 10 weeks, which is taking us to the end of the year. So what's happening is this relationship has changed. It's pretty much ended, and it's pretty much dead in the water right now. What's happening with the Wheel of Fortune card is that things are going to turn around. The wheel is going to turn, and you're going to start to come back to communication again, and you're going to start to work on communication and rebuilding trust and rebuilding friendship and rebuilding the situation. But a decision is going to be made this year yet about this relationship, meaning looking at it, it looks like that you are going to talk. You are going to come to some conclusions about what each other wants. However, it does look like his ego is going to supersede everything else. And I do feel that pretty much the relationship as it is now is how it will be in the end, unfortunately. But there will be communication still. You will still see him again. And there will still be talk of, working on the relationship, working on things. Can we work out our differences and our issues? However, I just see his head is way too big and it's way too ego. And it just seems like he's not into a relationship. So does that help answer your questions, Carolyn?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
No problem. Do you have any other questions this evening? Or if not, definitely come visit me at my website, Psychic Jen. You can put your name in for a free reading through the draw, and you might get a chance for another one. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem.
Thank
Carolyn.
you for calling, Carolyn.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye now.
Okay. That was great. Oh, good news, huh? That's not always we get to tell them good news. It's nice when we get to do that. Ready for another? Want to keep right on going? Another caller?
Yeah. Let's see who else we've got here this evening. Sure.
Okay. Area code 916. You're on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. I hear you. 916. What's your name?
Jawan Clark.
I'm sorry, James, is that what you said your name is?
No, Jawan Clark.
Jawan.
Yes.
That's a cool name. Nice to meet you, Jawan.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
How can we help you out this evening?
So I was calling because I've been having trouble like with finances. I'm actually looking to not only build my wealth, but just one of my questions is basically, will my finances change for the better in the future or near future?
Sure, we can look at that for you. What's your birthday, Jawan?
4/22/1991.
4/22. Awesome. An April birthday. Okay, I'm just going to pull a few cards and take a look at things for you. And we're going to see what comes up. Yeah, we're going to see what comes up. I'm just going to use my normal tarot deck, and then I'm actually going to grab an angel tarot because it's telling me to. So I'm not going to deny that. So we're going to take a look at things. Yeah. Well, when the angels talk, you got to listen. So I'm getting lots of action happening for you. I've got the 2 of Swords and I've got the 8 of Swords. Now, unfortunately, I have a Moon card, which is the 18th major, but with that comes a little bit more information. Let me see. Perfect. Okay, so the regular tarot is telling me that action is happening over the course of the next 2 months, 8 weeks of time. What that tells me, first off, is you are going to be putting into action a plan, or a budget, or an idea, or something that's going to take action, that's going to take a little bit of time for it to happen and to manifest. So I think that you're going to sit down, you're going to hunker down, you're going to say, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do, this is what is on my brain, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to manifest. And you're going to sort of put it all down. You're going to figure out what obstacles you have. You're going to look at what you need to do, what you need to, how to get around them, how to get past them. That's what's happening over the next 2 months, basically. It's like a brainstorming session, putting it all down, figuring it out. And it's almost like soon as the switch flips to next year, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Like, 1st of January, boom, I'm running. I'm going to hit the ground running, and I'm going to make this happen. The thing with the Moon card that came up, because the Moon is the 18th major arcana, it is in a reverse position. So that's telling me that within and less than 18 months of time, and before the year of 2018 ends, things are going to be good for you. And the reason why I say good is because in an upright position, the Moon means deceit, lies, cheating, and bad stuff. In a reverse position, it's good stuff. So you're going to see the truth in situations. You're going to see how you can accomplish things. You're going to see how growth can occur. So the Moon card, which you can Google after we're done, obviously, in a reverse position is good. So basically, I'm looking at the time frame and how things are coming together, and basically all these things that you've got on your brain that you want to achieve will be occurring before the end of 2018, but you do need to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. So give yourself a year and a half, but know that things are going to happen and be good in terms of money. And then when looking at it a little bit further, the Emperor comes up, which is you, but it is the 4th major, which tells me, yeah, it's going to be 4 years. Yes, 4 years sounds like, oh my God, forever when we think about time. But really, you have to build. You have to get through each step. Debt. You have to get to creating things. You got to get to accumulating things. You got to get to saving. You got to get all these money words and investing and all this stuff that you're working with takes time. Nothing happens overnight. And if somebody is trying to sell you a quick get rich quick scheme overnight, it's not real, so you have to stay away from those things. And you have to realize that things take time, snowball, and things happen. So 4 years from now, what you're going through right now will be like a distant memory. You're like, holy cow, how did I do it? How did I get through this? And what did I do to create, what I was looking for and what was happening? Now, along the way, there is a female that's going to happen, that's going to take action with you. She is with the Queen of Swords. It does seem like it's coming through in next year around April. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's around April, May, just the cards that are coming through, but there's an action of a female. So either it's a mentor or somebody you're going to talk to or somebody that's going to help you or give you info or advice or a direction or something. But her action is going to help catapult you next year. And she's going, and she's got long dark hair, Queen of Swords. She may not do something physically herself for you, but whatever she says or whatever she tells you, or she may hand you a book, whatever this is, that is going to be the like boom, the catapult into the next level.
Right.
So does that make sense to you? Does that help you out?
It does. I noticed that actually when you said the Queen of Swords is something I've heard before, that it was like a person that's going to come in and kind of give me direction. So I do. I've been thinking that, when it's that, and so it sounds like it's actually true.
Yeah, and the thing is that she's going to sort of be there. Like, it's just all of a sudden you're going to happen across her. I don't know how, I don't know who. Like I said, she's got long dark hair, and whatever she does for you, it may be even like an indirect thing, but it may be like a seminar. Like, you might go to a seminar and she's a guest speaker and she's talking, and whatever she says to you resonates. Like, it'd be like boom, like a switch comes on, and it's like, she may not directly say something to you, but this energy and this action of this female will make the difference. And it's just, it could be as easy as a phrase, it could be, a motto or something, or it could be somebody actually handing you a book saying, read this. If you don't read this, it's not going to happen. So it could be something like that. It could be something indirectly. It could be, you may watch something on YouTube. It may be something like that. So just sort of keep your eyes open. It is coming through, like I said, around April, May. So you sort of have to get there first, right? You sort of have to do all these processes, do all this work, do all this brainstorming work, and then put the action in happening in the new year, and then just go for it. You know what? If you don't go for it and don't do what your plan, you're never going to know if it works or not. And then you'd be more upset if you never tried it, right? So, but things do look good. It's going to take a little bit of time to get from A to B, but that's just like anything.
Oh, all right. Sounds great.
Thank you. As long as that helps you out and makes sense to you and gives you some things to work towards and to focus on, that's what it's all about.
And that's the most important thing. That's one of the reasons why I came on.
Awesome. That's great. And don't forget, come visit us over at the Bitch site. Post some questions as well too. But you can also visit me at my website, which is psychicjen.ca. Okay, J1?
Oh, okay. I sure will.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more thing.
Yes,
One
yes,
more
Jen.
thing I want to remind you. Jen talks pretty quick here. This show is being recorded. It will remain in Blog Talk archives forever, so if you need to come back and listen again, it'll be there for you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I do talk a lot. I am a Sagittarius.
No, that's all right. No, thank you.
You're welcome, J1.
Thank you for calling.
Yes, Janet,
You're
I am a Sagittarius, Janet, and I tell you, I can talk. I love talking, as you can tell.
We have another psychic bitch who's a Sagittarius, and she can talk faster than you. We joke about it. I tell people, she works keen, and I said, don't worry what her price per minute is. She'll have your answer in less than 5 minutes. Total.
You got it. You got it, baby. That's right. You know what? There's no time to be wasted with me. I should learn to slow down a bit.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why we record it. And really, it's how it comes through you. And that's the whole thing. The information comes through you, not from you. And
That's
you have
right.
to let it come the way it's going to come.
That's right. And sometimes it comes out pretty darn quick.
Yes, it does. Wakes you up in the middle of the night.
It can.
Yep.
It can, for sure.
Okay, we have another caller. You ready to talk to another one?
I
Here
am,
we go.
yes. Yeah, go right ahead.
Area code 309. Hello?
Hello.
Area code hello, we got you. What's your name?
This is Tammy.
Hi, Tammy. And what's your
Jen.
birthday,
Hey, Tammy, how are you tonight?
I just caught your show. It's 6668.
Gemini.
I had a really good day today. I actually got out of the house. Jen knows me. She knows I don't ever get out of the house. I'm quite the hermit.
I bet you're very compatible with Jen.
Oh, God, Tammy, yes, yes.
Yes, we are. She is my lifesaver.
Oh,
but,
thanks, Tammy. Thank you, hon.
I am going to ask you a question, though, just for, shits and giggles.
I know. You go right
You
ahead,
know
my
me.
dear.
We're both
I
German.
do. And you know what? Maybe Janet can even jump in with some information here for you too, Tam.
I
Okay.
hope so. You already know about my one orb that follows me.
Yes.
And I've asked numerous people. You know, I get the feeling she's not all that 100% positive. But I've also had other people tell me, oh, you know, you got one that's looking out for you because you got another one that's just really, he's not so much evil and nothing like that. He's just a very depressed one because he killed himself in his previous life here on Earth. So
yeah, Tammy's
still
got a lot
kind of them.
Yeah, Tammy's got a lot of bad juju
wondering.
going on there.
Yeah, I'm just a magnet for these things. But I've noticed there's also, I keep seeing all these blue lights everywhere. What are those?
Oh, honey, that's Archangel Michael. Soon as you
I didn't know if it was Michael or somebody else because, you know, I've had the other one, like Sandalphon come to me.
Yeah, no,
I've
that
had Metatron come to me.
Soon as you said that, and it never clicked, but maybe it wasn't supposed to click until I talked to you tonight. That's Michael. The blue is Michael.
Is it Michael?
Yeah, blue is Michael.
Okay.
So that is him sort of protecting, sort of, keeping the peace, sort of. How can I say? You know what I'm trying to say. He's there trying to make sure things are balanced. He's trying to make sure you're okay. He's trying to stick up for, and for the good energy in the house, for the good spirits that you want to stick around in the house, sort of thing. So whenever you see those blue flashes, oh yeah, man, I've got goosebumps everywhere as I'm saying this, which means it's what I'm saying is truth. When I get those goosebumps, is just thank him, and maybe look up the prayer. The Archangel Michael prayer, as it is below and above and around, or however it goes. I don't know it off by heart. I'm sorry. And sort of keep that around, and then thank him. And work with that, and then that's sort of helping protect, all your fur babies as well too, and everything that else is going on in there, and trying to keep the peace. And I say that literally, keep the peace amongst the spirits. So.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of them in our house.
Yeah. So does that help answer some stuff for you, Tam?
Is what?
Does that help answer it for you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think if you meditate on it a little bit more, it might make a little bit more sense to you, and then it might help. You might be able to sort of take that one step further and, try to work on getting rid of this bad juju, this bad spirit. I know you've been trying for a while, but it's just a matter of divine time, right? There's got to be a reason for why it's there, so you have to sort of embrace that. Unfortunately, you have to embrace that and then work with it. And then whenever you figure it out, then it can be released or let go or gone. So, yeah.
I throw in my 2 bits real quick here.
Okay.
Tammy, sorry, I lost your name there for a second. Tammy, you were born with your natal Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of the psychic energy, of the ephemeral, of all dreams, everything, that's above us. And again, your natal Neptune is in Scorpio, and Jupiter is going to be in Scorpio. And you're talking about this difficult spirit you have. Jupiter will get close to your natal Neptune towards, late summer, 2018. So you got a few months. But you probably will find around that time that you're much more in tune with the whole thing, and you might be able then to help to encourage that spirit to cross on over at that time.
Yeah, I got goosebumps more. Janet's right. Yeah, Janet's got it going on there. Yeah, I've got more goosebumps, Tammy, so you better listen to her.
I've had one. I don't know. I lived in a house not long ago, and there was an old man in there. He was a drunk. He was a mean, nasty drunk, and I told him to shut up and sit down and get out of my way, and he minded, I got to admit. I was like, you're not going to treat me like that, mister. Don't you even try it.
That's a good one.
Awesome.
I like that.
Thanks for calling in, Tammy. I love talking to you.
Oh, love you too. Have a good night, ladies.
All
Thank
right.
you, Tammy.
We'll talk to you soon, babe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And
Awesome.
we have one more caller on the switchboard here. I've got a
Awesome.
new caller, area code 770. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello. I just tuned
Hi.
in. I don't. Hi, my name is
I
Maddie.
know.
Hi. I don't know if
Hi,
you guys
Maddie.
have
We're not-
just a dialogue or what. Because I just tuned in.
No, I saw that. I saw you just. We're not real busy tonight. It's been slow the last 2 days around the site, so you just picked a good night to call in. How can we help you, Maddie?
I don't know. What are you doing? Are you reading or just a dialogue?
Psychic readings. This is. Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking to Psychic Ben.
Hi,
Okay.
Maddie. Yeah, absolutely. Ask us some
Hi.
questions, but we do need your birthday, though. So first off, let's start with your birthday.
17. Oh, you're doing astrology. Oh, that's even better.
Well, we're doing lots of stuff tonight. We can do it all, baby.
17. I'm almost at 95. 1745.
Thanks, Maddie. Now, do you have any questions for us this evening?
Well.
There's always
I
a
have
question
lot.
somewhere, but you can always talk to us or ask us any questions. Sure.
Do you pick up the energy? What's going on around me?
Well, I like to actually, I work best with specific and direct questions myself, Maddie. So if there is something on your mind, definitely ask. But Janet, she might have some insight already for you. What's happened on your side, Janet?
I can tell you a little bit about your stars. I know not right now. I'm looking long term here, honey, but we've got an aspect coming up in 2020. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, is going to come into Capricorn the end of this year. But in 2020, he and Pluto are going to line up in Capricorn, and you got 2 planets in Capricorn. It's going to be very powerful. From now, when Saturn enters Capricorn, right, he's exalted. So I think he enters in December, and you'll have the next 2.5 years of some very powerful things going on. Also, with Saturn in your home sign, you're going to find that a lot of things that you've worked for over the last 15 years are going to come to fruition. Actually, the last 30 years. You'll go back 30 years for you.
Oh, wow.
That happened to me one time. Saturn did that to me, and believe it or not, my ex-husband, who was so far behind in child support, I finally started drawing child support, and my youngest child had just turned 30. My youngest one just turned 30, and Saturn came around and lined up in my sign, and I got the back child support. So it could be something as simple as that. There'll be some positive things coming for you over the next 2.5 years, especially towards the next year.
Oh, wow.
Especially in 2020. 2020 is going to be very powerful.
Well, I hope I get remarried.
Well,
that very well could be.
You know what? I actually pulled a card for you. I actually grabbed my Angel Tarot deck because, I was just wanting to see what they had to say and what was going on there. And the card that came out was the 5 of Earth. Now, the Earth is about, money and our livelihood and the work that we do in our lives and our passion and our purpose. And the words on the card actually say fear surrounding money, the wisdom to accept the help from others, and you're uncertain about self-employment. So when you're asking if I could pick up anything around you, what's going on, well, maybe you've got some money issues that you're, concerned about. Now, thinking about the future, given your age, maybe you're wondering if things are going to be okay for the rest of your time here. Are you going to have enough money to survive? Can you pay things that need to be paid? And asking for help from others and being fearful of asking for help from, your friends and your family, as time goes on, and not, that pride, maybe the pride jumping in there as well too, but wondering if things are going to be okay for you in the long run is what I'm getting. And, we are very proud people, and, I can feel that from you as well too. And just the fear of having to ask somebody for assistance maybe is what's coming forth.
Well, that would be the first. I put it that way. If it ever comes to or I have to act, it would be the first time in my life.
Yeah, exactly. So you're very,
and that would be.
You're very self-sustaining, and you don't ask people for anything. If you can't go out and do it yourself and make it yourself or earn the money yourself or buy it yourself, then to you, it's not, you didn't earn it. So for you to ask somebody for assistance, even for simple things, it weighs on your pride and it weighs on yourself, and it makes you feel less of a person if you had to ask. But, the time does come where, even asking somebody to open a door for us, it may feel a little bit humiliating, but you know what? Sometimes we have to ask, and that's just not for physical things. That's for the mental things too. So asking for support from your family and your friends to help me get through this, give me your emotional support, help me make it through this time, is something else that you're going to have to buck up, Buttercup, and ask for.
Are you sure? Okay, I'm not. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say. No, it's okay.
Are you sure that money's not going to come? Because I am due money.
Yeah, there's money happening here.
Money. I think money's going to come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you have a fear that it's not going to. You have such a fear that you will manifest. If you keep thinking about that it's not going to come, then you can manifest a delay in it coming to you. So you have to let go and let the universe work in your favor. But that's a big fear. You have a big fear about money. And are you going to have this? Will you have enough to carry on? Is this going to happen? So that's your fears that you're thinking about. You got to let that go, honey, because if you don't, you're going to make it happen. You're going to delay things. And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know I had a fear. Wow.
You may not realize it. You may not even think that you do, but somewhere down deep inside, you had a lack at one point in time in your life, and you still play that old tape back in your head. You may not even subconsciously realize it, that you have this fear. So one thing that you can do, even starting tonight, is, talk to your angels before you go to bed tonight and say, whatever this fear is that I have, let's get rid of it. Let's just work on this and get rid of this fear and help me release and move on and heal and deal, so you can carry on. So then you don't have to worry about asking for help or asking, is the money coming, or can we get through these next few years? But like Janet said, 2020 is rocking. Like, you've got a couple years yet,
Oh.
Yeah, you've got a couple years yet, but things are going to be happening. So.
Not only
that.
Were you going to call into my birthday?
Well, I think Janet's already done that.
I'm the birthday.
You did the birthday, okay. But I didn't give you the time. That's why I asked.
Oh no, I didn't even have your city. I just looked at your planet, so I didn't bother to go for the full start, not on the radio.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not too much far behind. At your age, you're almost at that point where you can draw all of those government benefits, right? You can draw your Social Security and all, and you can still work. I mean, I'm afraid to go on
I'm not
Social
worried about money. That's my question. I said, no, I'm not. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not worried about money. Money always flows.
That's right.
Yeah, and Capricorns especially. Capricorns will get out there and do whatever it takes to earn that money.
As my friend said, you do that quite nicely. So that's why I'm saying.
And that could,
we never know what
could be that deeper.
You never know.
We just don't know what talking about. Capricorns. You Capricorns are so willing to work so hard, and that might be a deeper fear that motivates you. I don't know, but every Capricorn woman I've ever met works her butt off.
Really?
And I've never met and every Capricorn woman I've ever met keeps working and keeps working, never retires. I mean, I'm talking about some older women I hang around. No, I'm not retiring. I still got plenty of work to do.
I don't blame you. Why? That's programming retire. Who wants to retire? Who wants to stay busy with doing things that you love?
Exactly. Passion and purpose.
I want to I don't even want the government telling me, oh, no, you can't earn too much money or you lose your Social Security. And I'm like, well, you just keep the Social Security till I can't earn, okay?
Exactly.
I want to keep working.
And now, my friend and I, we're getting ready to open up a school. And we were saying, we make more money from opening up a school than for Social Security. We were laughing about that today. So, yes, I think things are looking up. Things are doing going to be what I desire them to be. Just keep that momentum.
You got it, Maddie. That's right. Mm-hmm. You got it. Good girl.
Yep.
Thank you very much for calling in with us tonight.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maddie.
Thanks, Maddie. Wow, Janet, that was awesome. That was great.
Sorry. Oh. I'm just muting everybody the wrong. Sorry about that, Jen. I accidentally muted you trying to mute Maddie.
That's okay. That's
Let's see if we can
okay.
get this straightened out. Okay, we only got a few minutes left, but we do have one new caller that just called in a few minutes ago.
Yeah, let's give it.
I don't know who you are. You're coming in as all ones on our switchboard, so you're calling through Skype or you have your caller ID blocked. Hello, can you hear us?
Hi.
Hello,
Hi.
you're on the air.
Hey, we've got a few minutes
what's
left.
your name?
We have a few minutes left, so
Hi.
we can help you out, hun.
Okay. What do you see coming up for me regarding work?
Well, let's take
Can
a
we
look
have
at
your
things.
name?
Yeah, let's grab your name.
It's Jane.
Awesome,
And
Jane.
your birth date, Jane?
It's 6/18/70.
Awesome. I've already got some cards for you, so let's jump right in. For work purposes, there's a
Okay.
decision coming through that I'm getting in January. So that's the Ace of Battens. So there is a decision that you are going to have to make in January. Either it's applying for a job, changing of jobs, making a decision about your career, a career direction. January is a decision month. You are going to have to make a big one. A big decision coming up in January. Yeah, a big one. With it, I have the 5 of Coins. That tells me that your eyes are going to open up to opportunity over the next 5 weeks. So let's backtrack a bit. So January, you got a huge decision coming. But 5 weeks from now, which is, around the end of November, let's just be generous around the date, an opportunity is going to arise. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this. You're going to be like, oh my God, my eyes are opening up to this change. Do I want this change? Yeah, do I want this change? Do I want to do this? And it's going to be totally out of the blue, totally crazy. You'll be like, oh, can I really do this? Should I really do this? Oh my God, should I not do this? And you'll be like freaking out. And then for 5 weeks after that, January is going to hit. So you will have to make a decision. But don't worry. Don't worry. Don't freak out because you've got the Archangel Jophiel with you. And this Archangel wants you to remember that you have a false sense of entrapment. So you feel like you're stuck, but you're not.
Yeah, Yeah, I feel very stuck where I'm at.
Exactly.
Right now
so
at work.
let go of that stuck feeling. Open up to the universe because opportunity is coming soon. Like, seriously soon. So you just have to be ready for it. But then you have to be ready to make that decision, okay? So that's what I have to say in regards to that. Janet, do you have anything you want to add? Oh, did we lose Janet? I hope we didn't lose Janet.
Sorry, I'm talking with my phone muted. Talking with my phone. Don't want to make a call. Anyhow, there's not a whole lot going on for you, Jane. This year, your planets are pretty peaceful. I don't see anything real heavy at all, which is good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Very good. Nothing heavy going to hang on you. I don't have to tell you about Pluto messing with you or any of that. It's all done.
That's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, something's going to happen. It's shifting, like, soon. Like, soon.
Oh,
Yeah, like, so all that bad stuff that you've been dealing with is done.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's done? Okay.
Well, pretty much,
Thank
I mean, give or take a week. I mean, but, things are going to start rocking and rolling by the end of November. And then January is, woof, big decision time. And then from there, boom, yeah, it's going to be happening. And by May of next year, you'll be like, oh yeah, this was I was a cakewalk, and I made it through that, no problem. Yeah.
Wow, sounds good.
No
Look forward
problem,
to that.
Jane. No problem.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Don't forget to come over.
Thank you for calling, Jane.
Yeah, don't forget to come visit me over at my website, which is psychicjen.ca. Drop your name in for the free reading, okay, Jane?
Yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you so much, lady.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Take care.
Yep, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was just my alarm clock. Gee, it's time to get up.
Oh, that was that timed out just with Blog Talk saying that we're no longer on the air. We've gone off the air. You timed off just right with that. But we are still recording, to let you know. But we've talked to everybody on the switchboard now, so we're all caught up.
Awesome.
And it was a great night. Thank you.
It was a wonderful
really
night, Janet. Yes, absolutely. And definitely we're going to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm here every Saturday night. Just let me know when you're available. I always need help.
That's awesome. It was a great show. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. we'll be in touch.
Awesome. That's great. You have
a great night.
Yeah, you too, and a great rest of your weekend.
All righty. Thank you.
Bye, Janet.
Bye-bye.
Yep, take care.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.